coming. And some of you people, I know there's people out there I worked with back in the day. I heard Colonel Woodall's name, and well, I haven't seen you in years, and I don't know where you are. But there you are. You may not remember, but I used to get pictures. Griff, get this picture for me. And I went in to get the cab, try to get to photograph the cab going into the game, and I was going to walk in between a unit. Heaven forbid, they drew sabers on me. And I said, Colonel, isn't it a little overkill? And he said, yeah, that's a little bit overboard, Griff. I remember that. I remember that a long time ago. Anyway, I'm from the big town of Caldwell. People, y'all might have driven past my parents' house. That's all the sculptures. My dad's the guy that does all those crazy sculptures. He's 94 and says I'm square. Wow. You know, most kids had to grow up going, get a real job. No, it's like, you are so square, that has been done. So I've had that in me. And so, you know, working for Texas Highways gave me the chance to really home in on photographing things we see every day. You know, normal things. One of the things I talk about is helping small towns to know what they have. A lot of times they don't know what they have in their town. I like to go and photograph stuff to get people to look at things in a different way. Well, I've driven past that car, or I've driven past that house every day, and I've never really noticed it because no one ever took the time to display it in a way where people would take notice. And that's what I'm here for, is that in a nutshell, is to take pictures of things that we see every day and make art out of it. You know, those people that come to me and say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't create art. I'm going, you can create art right now, 24/7, if you want to. Okay, I'm going to play this little 11-minute show. God, I hope it all works. Every time I do this, I'm hoping. But hopefully it'll all work. And it's about 11 minutes, and it really covers the gamut of the book pretty much. And then I've got a quick thing afterwards that I want to show you. I literally will clip through them because it's what I'm doing right now. But I don't want to tell you yet. Come please, please. Okay, where's my volume? As the day goes by and the memories fade to another place, light on the wall where you take the days away from me. Your man stares, don't know what to say, makes it hard to understand how you take the days away from me. When I see you waiting there for me, hanging out just I got one thing I got to show you real quick, and then I'll take any questions that you may have. This is where I was this time last week. I was in Havana, Cuba. Oh my God. I'm going back. I love it so much. The day after I got back, I'm going back.
Where's that at?
Havana, Cuba. These people, they don't even know we're coming. People in the country hardly know we're coming. And this is Havana. It's kind of like New Orleans. It's a little edgy. Everybody's on the take. But I got used to it, and I met some really amazing people. And I'm going back. This time I'm going to the jungle. and going where they don't know. I mean, I talked to some ladies that said they went into a bar somewhere and this guy goes, hey, where y'all from? And they go, U.S. And the guy goes, wow, are they letting y'all in? Wow, go Obama, go Obama. Amazing. And whether or not you like Obama or not, it's not the point, but these people don't know we're coming. They think that for 5 or 10 more years it's going to be the same. It may be. I don't know. But they're learning more about us as we go over there, and they are some amazing people. They would scream, welcome to Cuba. We love our country. We hope you do too. Can't that happen here? I don't care what party you with. It needs to happen. We're going to lose it. Amen. All right. So I'm going to flip through these real quick. This is a shot that I went to get. I've seen so many cars from Cuba, I can't stand it. And I know they're everywhere. And I saw so many as photo editor. And I said, I'm going to go get the car the way it needs to be done in my eyes. And I recreated my book to some degree, covered my book complete with a lightning bolt. I could not believe it. The Cubans were flipping out. I had the Cubans help. It took me several days for them to understand me because they said, this guy talks too fast. I had to slow down. I can talk real slow for you. And we finally were able to communicate. And I said, I need a place that we can light paint. I lit this with flashlights. And you have to run around the car to do it. And I said, I'm looking for a place that we can do this and not get killed. And I couldn't get that safety issue. They could not understand why we couldn't just park the car somewhere. And I'm like, because there's other cars whizzing by. There's no place to park it. And so we found this about 10 days ago, Sunday afternoon, and wow, photo gods were smiling. This is what I went to get. And after that, I didn't care if I took any more pictures. Of course, I took 165 gigs, and I just got through going through everything last night to seeing everything. So this is kind of my first edit. So anyway, I'm going to fly through these pretty quickly. Yeah, you got your Cuban guy with the cigar. Everybody's saying, hey, take my picture, take my picture. Well, it's all for, you better be ready to give them a buck or a kook. They really rip us off on the money exchange. You go in there and they give you kook for $1, then a 13% penalty. So it's really 87 cents, is what our dollars work towards our kook. That's crazy. And, that's the issue. They really get a lot. That's why they want us in there, so they can take our money. But in the meantime, the Cubans are getting more and more informed, so I don't know what's going to happen. They're looking the other way and letting everybody gets $20 a month, but some of them are living real good, and I keep asking questions. How are you able to go here and these other people aren't able to go there? I mean, I never got a clear answer. Makes it kind of fun, though. I'm going to be out in the jungle with some of these Cubans going, why are you here? Because some of it, they actually have people there that are the eyes and ears for the party. I mean, they really do. They're out there. They got the little sign on their door. That's where you go to say, hey, I got a problem with my neighbor. Kind of crazy. This is outside my hotel. That's a mojito with a jalapeno in it. What the heck, bud? Oh, these are the Haitians. The Haitians have come to Cuba for seeking a better economic opportunity. Oh my God. Wow. And so now they're doing everybody's on take, so they got the tourism thing. They're like, okay, we're going to do our voodoo dances. And man, did they do their voodoo dances. They didn't cut the chicken's head off, but I was ready. I was ready. It didn't happen. It was so hot there. Oh my gosh. I've never been in that kind of humidity. I mean, I'm from Texas, man. I grew up right here. And go to Beaumont in August, it's really something. But this was like Beaumont in August, and it's November in Cuba. What's it like in August? Oh my God. I don't know. But I mean, look at this. They all have T-shirts. I left all my T-shirts. And they get distributed because I saw people with T-shirts, they don't even know what they say. Life is better blonde. Look at that. It was quite entertaining because I would take pictures of people with these T-shirts on. One guy had Century of Suck. And it said 1908 to 2009 or something like that, and which is not quite a century. And I said, hey, man, what is that? I don't know. It's just a shirt. I mean, they can't speak English, and my Spanish is horrible. I'm going to try to rectify that, I think. I just got to talk to these people. There's something. I mean, they have, they've been in a closed society pretty much, and wow. I can't say enough. I'm sorry if I'm kind of crazy, but I am crazy about it. This is just, around Havana, they got all these old buildings, and the texture's amazing. They got brick streets. This is an artist house who had, he had pictures of him with Fidel. Well, look at how he lives. Why? You get $20. So he's able to go out and make more. So the government turns their head on some of this stuff, and I didn't quite figure out how. What's the rules? I guess there aren't any. I don't know. I know that they displace people. They're renovating all downtown, and the people that lived in there, they are displacing. They moved them, and we said, well, where you move them? Oh, out to somewhere. I don't know. Do they get to come back to their place? Do they get to come back? Well, maybe, but probably not, because it's probably going to be reused for something else, and they're going to be put somewhere else. So they'll be okay. Wow, if you live there 20 years and you're home, that's kind of tough. One day you come in and you're gone. This is a fishing village where Hemingway liked to hang out. There's Hemingway and Fidel. Of course, there's a few car shots. I couldn't help myself. This is at market. Every morning we'd go out walking around 5:30 in the morning, and take pictures. And we look kind of crazy. This is a guy. They drove 16 hours. They're from Santiago, which is where I'm going in March. Santiago is in the northeast side of the country, and it's 16-hour drive because the roads are so bad. But these are farmers. They've got all their vegetables. They're bringing it to market to sell to restaurants and stuff that sell to us, the tourists. The food over there is pretty bad. Oh God, it was terrible. It was really bad. Some of it was good, so it was a real crapshoot. I had lobster tail that was dry, and things that just weren't. There was no seasoning. Everything was kind of bland. It's not good. Mm-mm. So here the guys are taking out the pig, meat. Another car driving by the market. Couldn't help myself. Here they are again. See, they're trimming the cabbage and whatever. This is up here at the end of this street is the palace. This is where Batista was. This is where the bullet holes are still in the wall where Castro came in and basically killed everybody or whatever he did and took over. And then there's a whole timeline on how the government was put together and that sort of thing. It's very interesting. So the Museum of the Revolution. Of course, then you have to go and see the Bay of Pigs deal. Wow. I don't know. Pretty dumb. It looks the way they put that there, and I don't know what we were thinking. We should have gone in different, but hey. But they got it, and they proudly show our screw up, and there it is. Better good or bad. Big old 2-story flag hangs out there. This is down, just kind of walking the streets, and I like the Cuba. The B of the Cuba is kind of hidden by this wire, and then these kids show up, and it's just, to me, it kind of depicts kind of the energy in that town. They have blue lights, more or less, like cool white fluorescent lights, so everything, all the light coming out of the buildings is all cool. There's not very much in the way of incandescent light that's warm and inviting. It's all kind of cold. Just go down what they call the Prado, which is the center of town, which is where I was staying. No Cubans could come up to my hotel room. I thought it was kind of, for thievery or shenanigans or whatever. No. I think it was because I had CNN, because I had news up there. I don't think they wanted everybody seeing the news. I'm not for sure, but, we had to make assumptions. Who am I going to ask? Hey! This is going across the bay to Casablanca, which is where the car was shot, actually. So we rode the ferry over. And this is on Casablanca, and this is probably what's going to kind of more look like when I go in March. I'm going to see more of this kind of thing. Lots of doorways. There's just so much to shoot. It's like constant. And now this is only just a little bit of it. This is we're getting kind of close to where the Capitol building is. That big building in the background, I think, used to be the AT&T phone building back in the day. They have these buses, accordion buses. They may have 200 people on there. They can't even stay on there. The bus, they can't even close the door. This is the National Theater. This is an artist, had a lady that just kept talking to me in Spanish. I didn't understand a word she said, but she just kept talking, and I kept going, no comprende, and whatever. She just kept talking. Has these weird dolls, and so I light painted these with my flashlights and made them look kind of strange. This is her kitchen. I light painted it, made it look kind of painterly like. Chinese, I think these are Chinese war vessels. This is an artist who pays $2 a sheet for what we get in a notebook of watercolor paper that we buy a notebook. I don't know, we pay what, $8, $9 for? He pays $2 a sheet for it. See, these people make friends with people like us, and when we go back, we take stuff like this to them. If we know we're going to see them, and that's really what they hope. And people do go back to Cuba. It's one of those places you kind of like it or not, and I love it. You got all this kind of stuff going on, wheeling and dealing. For $30, you can ride around town for an hour. What a deal! It's great, and they drive like heck, man. The Cubans can't go into the restaurants. They can't go into the hotels. They say these are Cuban kids looking in to see what's going on. This guy has a cousin in Sugar Land. We talked about government stuff, and it was very interesting. This lady posing for her dollar, basically. Yes, you can have $1. I will give you $1 for that smile. I had a virgin mojito because I don't drink at the Havana Club, which is where Hemingway hung out a lot. That was our last meal. And then the Cubans have all these flagpoles out there, and they only fly one Cuban flag. I don't get it. And I think they fly a bunch. I asked about it, and they said, well, we fly a bunch of flags. And I don't know if they're other countries or just all Cubans. I got the impression they filled the whole thing up with Cuban flags. And they don't want them to wear out, so they should run one. Well, guess what? So here's all these flagpoles, okay? Right across the street, it's this building. Ugly building. Guess what it is? You bet, it's our building. Ugly building with one little American flag. And then here's this, and I'm going, I bet those Cubans on certain days put all those flags out there, so these guys have got to look at them. Because it's right there. I'm sorry I don't have a picture that depicts that. I shot it from the window. But this is a luck shot. I didn't even look at the camera. Boom. Wow, I'm supposed to have that one. And then there's your classic deal. That's the National Theater, Cuban flag, Cuban cars. And that's it. That's thank you. I just had to share that with you.
Yes. Just tell them what you mean by painting a picture.
I paint with a flashlight. I have the exposure. The camera is open. And I literally will take my flashlight and I'm running around and I'll light paint that whole area. If you go online, you go to Texas Highways photo tips. I believe you can crank all those up. I got about 15 how-to things, and I got a couple on light painting. They're about 90 seconds long. And those of you that are interested, I try to make it as easy as possible. My video director made it where he said, my mother needs to understand this. He was tough. 90 seconds. Yes.
I want to follow up on your Havana pictures. Did you get the sense that they realize that part of the draw is that it's frozen in history, or are they going to just all raise it and bring it up to modern appearances?
You're going to bring McDonald's in.
Oh man, that's my whole deal, was to get there before McDonald's.
Yeah, that's
That was my whole thing. I got to get there before McDonald's, and I did. Let me tell you, they have very little. The Cuban, when they helped me shoot the car with the light, he begged me, he said, please sell me this light, please sell me this light. I said, man, that's a $60 light, that's my main light. I have it, please. And I said, look, I'll sell it to you for $50. I figured he was going to show up with kooks. No, he showed up with a $50 bill. Wow. First of all, that means a lot to him. Second off, where did you get that $50 bill? I mean, whoa, this is all kinds of questions. But he gave that to me, and then the first thing I did when I got off the plane last Thursday night was, well, okay, I'm going to go replace it. I go to Walmart. I got hyperventilated because I've been around for a week. I've been in this area where it was hard for me to find a freaking Coke. You know, can I get something to drink? I mean, it was hard. And to walk in there, I mean, I can only imagine what they would think. So I don't really know. To answer your question, I don't know. They know that we are coming and spending money to ride in those cars and that we like all that stuff. But Joe Blow, the general worker, I don't know if they get that. The people in town understand that tourism dollar. They've got it down. Constantly people would come up to me and go, take my picture, take my picture. And I made a mistake of taking a picture of somebody and I didn't have small bills. We almost got in a fight because I wasn't going to give him 5 kooks, which is basically $5, for a week's wages. That's a week's wages for this guy. And I couldn't communicate well enough to him and go, hey, you need to work harder for that. You need to pose over here, you need to pose there. But that's what would have happened. I would have said, look, okay, this is a week. I need you to do a little more. And we could have worked it out, but I couldn't talk. I've been to Europe and it was okay. I could always get by. This is one time I'm going, damn it, I wish I could, that I could talk with them. And so we'll see. I'm motivated now. Maybe I can learn a few things because where I'm going, they really don't know. So, any other questions? I've got books for sale. I'm here as long as y'all want me to be here.
Did you go with a group, or how did you?
Yes, that's the other thing. Getting into Cuba is very interesting. I went on a people-to-people thing, and I had to tell them that I was on a cultural exchange. I couldn't say I was a tourist. I couldn't say I was there for business because we can't do that there. The Americans can't do that there yet. Eventually we can, but now we can't. So I have to go. I'm on a cultural exchange. There's no problem. I didn't have any trouble at all. But now they still say the cheapest and most economical way is still to go in through Mexico. So, okay. First. Yes.
Your picture that you took across the bay, with the security issues that you were facing, how were you able to get there?
I had no security issues like what you're saying. I wasn't restricted, and I was with Cubans. They could do the talking. And there was one guy, that was his job, to do nothing but keep me out of trouble, pretty much, when he could understand me. Yes.
I got 2 questions.
Yes.
The digital camera, that's what you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find it a lot better than the regular film type, or was it hard for you to transfer over?
Can you repeat that question?
Yes.
so people
Okay.
can-
He wants to know, did I have a hard time making the transition from film to digital? I went kicking and screaming at first. Did the beginning. And then this old boy that was retiring, he finally took some time and sat down with me and showed me a couple of moves, and I went, oh my God, the light went off. At that point, I became a monster, and to the point where I do pre-press, and we had this Cuban photographer with us, and I don't know exactly why he was with us, but I think he was the eyes and ears because his work was not that good. His Photoshop work, I just wanted to get the eyedropper out and get down on it, And who would have thought that I would have been doing that, 15 years ago? Because I was a hardcore 4x5 guy. But back to that guy, that Cuban guy, I really think this guy, he was on the team that helped develop the papillomavirus virus vaccine, some cancer vaccines. He's got two degrees. What's he doing with us? That was my question. He's going to be in Cuba in the jungle with me. I'll be asking all kind of questions. They may shoot me, but I ask until they tell me to stop. But I really think that's his part of his deal is to make sure what we're doing and reporting. Yes?
The pictures in your book, are they all labeled as to where they are?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Gayla made sure. Okay, yes.
How do you, the
more intelligent people get out of Cuba, like my doctor
This
is
is what I'm
Cuban.
talking about.
And
Right
we
there.
know our former president, first female president was Cuban. How did they get out of there?
That's what I'm asking. There's people that are able to move about the cabin freely and others who are not. And I don't know exactly how they do that. This guy he had 2 PhDs, he's been all over the world traveling. And, how did he do that? And then, of course, if he's that important, why is he with us? I don't.
Maybe they don't want more important people over there.
I don't know. I didn't, that was the thing my question. Because there's definitely some haves and have-nots in a very communist society, and I don't get it. I don't understand how it works. There's definitely favoritism, and there's people working the deal, working the system big time. So.
I have a website and I'm very challenged on my lack of photo skills.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do a workshop, that help those of us that are, trying to present the product in the very best possible light?
You're talking to the right man.
Do you ever do a workshop?
I do. I'll do workshops. I'll come be your personal coach for the day, whatever you need.
Can
I
we
do.
talk afterwards?
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. I do that.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
In your book, I know you have thousands of photos to choose from.
A lot.
What criteria did you use for selecting?
Oh,
for-
so how did I decide?
Yes.
Well, there's some that I like. So what I did, when Sam Houston wanted me to do an exhibit, and that's where it all started. They emailed me and said, Griffin, we want to do an exhibit of your work. Will you let us do that? Well, okay, that's 25 years. At that time, it was around 25 years of work, so I started going through everything. And I would make these big 11 by 17 contact sheets, proof sheets, with all these pictures. And I'd go to, I'm a musician in my other life, and so I'd go to all these parties all the time, play with all these crazy people, and I would hand them these things, and I'd say, hey, look at that. What do you like on there? And I watch what they look at. I watch what they stop for. And they would ask questions, and then when they gave it back to me, I said, now what do you remember? And that's the one. See, when I would start getting that, then I knew, I'm out of my head at that point. So if there's shots that they're memorable, if they remember, I know those hit the top of the list. And it really helped me a lot to figure out what I needed to put in there. Any other questions? That was a great question, by the way. Yeah.
Did you ever take any pictures of the wink sink?
The what?
The wink sink,
The wink sink.
yeah.
Not the wink sink. I've been to the $1 million barrel thing in Monahans, but the wink sink sounds like the same thing. What is that?
No, it's, where the ground opened up and created this big crater and it filled with
Sinkhole.
water.
Oh,
Sinkhole.
a sinkhole. No, I not that I know of.
It's still there.
No. Well, okay. $1 million barrel hole in the ground, the concrete hole in the ground in Monahans is still there. That's one of my favorite weird little places. Yes, sir.
My question was in your 10-minute presentation at the beginning, you had a photo in the mountains, a table, 2 gentlemen in blue shirts. The one on the left is in focus, the one on the right
Blurred.
blurred. What were you trying to convey? Because I look at it and I see a blurred photo.
A blurred photo, so you'll ask that question. Art is born in audacity, and I put it out there. You're talking about it, we're talking about it good, you talk about it bad, it's all good. We're talking about it. No, I like to show motion sometimes, and frankly, I'm bored to tears with totally sharp pictures. There's a time and place for that. There's a time and place for it to show a little bit of movement and feeling. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But that's what I went for. I got it both ways. I got it where it's straight. I got it the other way, and I like this one. Yes.
What's your opinion on, apps like Instagram?
I can't really give you one. I don't know. I don't use them. It's just another thing on the computer I got to figure out again. Okay. Anybody else?
What's the best picture you ever made?
What?
What is the best picture you ever
Baby.
made?
Wow, it's a hard one to say, but I have to say what comes up to mind for me is two. One is Barbadillo, the armadillo shot in there, I really like that. The other one is Monahan Sand Dunes because it came out better than I dreamed. I dreamed about doing that shot for 20 years. And then the other one right now is my Havana shot.
How about the
I
Alamo?
worked hard for that one. Yes?
About Alamo?
Nah, not my favorite. It got some interesting things. Dealing with the daughters was interesting, so don't get me going. Woo, man.
How much is your book and what kind of payment do you take?
Today, well, I know they have Wi-Fi here, right?
No, not in this building.
I thought I saw it pop up, but if I can do Wi-Fi, I can do credit cards too, but it's cash.
We can't.
Oh, well, there you
We
go.
got- okay, we
See, if
got
I can
the
get
deal.
Square, if I can run credit cards and it's 35 even, I sign it with my crazy 3-page autograph and all that stuff. So, all right, anybody else have any questions?
One more, Griff. How did you decide to move back to Caldwell for family?
Mm-hmm. I moved back, Caldwell, and there's some much I could have shown you. My dad's 94, my mother's 91, and I help them. I'm a minute away, and I just wanted an easier thing. I was tired of Austin, and I had a shack in the middle of town. And, my gosh, they kept throwing money at me. Finally, I said, "Take, I'm gone." But I'm there for that, and also there's talk of possibly trying to make my dad's house a museum, and I'm looking for that. Eventually I'm gonna be walking around with my hat in my hand and saying, okay, is it just my imagination that I hear that? But no, I've heard that from the county judge and a few people, so we'll see. Yes.
I was wandering around in your parents' yard one time several years ago, looking at your dad's sculptures, and your parents invited me in for iced tea.
All right.
Yeah, they didn't know me from Adam.
No, they would do that, and unfortunately now they can't get up to answer the door. And so it's it's hard for them to do that, but they still live in their house. My sisters and I work pretty hard to help them stay there, but it is getting harder and harder. And then, like I say, we've got all this art there. I don't know what we're going to do. None of my sisters want to live in Caldwell, and I don't know if I want to live in Caldwell either the rest of my life. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but so I'm there just trying to figure that kind of thing out.
In your Havana trip, since you were in the city itself, what made you decide to go to the exact opposite for this next trip?
Because that's where I wanted to go first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Obama pulled the trigger too soon. I had some things in the works. I had a National Geographic friend of mine, and I told him, I said, "Damn, when I retire, I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to Cuba." And he said, Eric says, "Griff, I can help you with that. All I got to do is take the Cubans to lunch. I'm going to go to the National Geographic meeting in January, go see the Cubans, take them to lunch, and then all of a sudden the paperwork mysteriously appears." And I'm like, yeah! And he can speak the language. He's photographed Castro numerous times. He says, "We're going to rent a car." And I'm like, "Well, we're going to rent a car in Cuba. This is going to be great." And we were going to go to the other side of the island, partly for the music and the culture that's over there. I'm a musician. And I took guitar strings with me, by the way, and gave guitar strings out. I thought they were going to kiss me. Oh my God! Wow. So yeah, I was going to go. That trip was going to happen, but Obama pulled the trigger, and my guys couldn't get to the Cuban officials. They were too busy doing other work, so that didn't happen. So when that didn't happen, this was the last trip of the year. It was to Havana, and I said, I got to go. I just got to get there, see what the deal is, who's who, what's happening. Because I'm not, if I could ever learn how to speak a little Spanish, these guys probably will hire me to conduct workshops for them. I've taught for Santa Fe workshops before, so.
One more question. When you said you had these people going with you that you were sure were kind of trying to make sure you didn't do the wrong thing, what impression did you get that if you asked the wrong question, what did you think would happen to you?
They would just say, "No, don't do that."
No, but I mean, one of us went and we didn't have one of these people helping us out.
Oh, you
Would
would.
they arrest you? What did you think would happen?
I think you could probably get in trouble, you know, if you were doing something like,
Like if you asked
Okay.
somebody their opinion of Castro.
no, there was no problem. Everybody talked very openly.
Okay.
There was no problem there. I don't know that they're gonna go lead a march, but I talk, you know, I'm very open about politics and I like to talk to people, even people I don't agree with, but I like to talk to people and find out what they're thinking and you know, it was pretty interesting. I mean, they feel like Cuba will always be some sort of police state. You know, they feel it's gonna be like Russia, kinda, where you got a little bit of capitalism happening. The government's turning their head the other way. There's going to always be this sort of police state going. So, you know, corruption out the wazoo, because obviously people are gonna have to wheel and deal to be able to travel freely and move about the cabin freely, because obviously not everybody can do that. But everybody gets $20 a month, everybody. Yeah.
What about the Cuban cigar that's so expensive? Was it very expensive there?
You know, I don't smoke, so I don't know. I don't drink either, so I don't drink coffee either, so what are you doing here?
Where do you live?
But, you know, as I understand it, the tax, you wind up buying that cigar twice. If I understand correctly, after $100, and those cigars are $20. I think they're, yeah. Remember, communists got to make some money off us. They know they can do that. So it's $20 for a Cuban cigar, as I understand. That's what I was told. Your tax, your tariff duty on it might be another $20, $40. You better love that thing. That's a lot.
You can't bring them back.
Yeah, you can bring. They were bringing them back. I guarantee you, they were bringing them back to my group, and you can bring some of this stuff back. You just have to pay a duty on it. You know, they've opened. That's the one thing that has changed, because I know all these guys they all had cigars, and you know, they even were talking about people being mules. You know, looking at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. You know, because there's the other thing, it's a weight issue. My bags, man, everything was right on the limit. So they can get you $100 if you're over. Get that.
What kind of goodies are you gonna take back with you to hand out to folks, like
Guitar strings.
Okay.
I'm going to where the music is this time. I think there's more music where I'm going. So guitar strings, Pink Floyd t-shirts, Jimi Hendrix t-shirts. They love all that. All of it. Anyway, I think we got